This may come as a surprise, but I'm not really handy or manly. I'm the guy that if I have a problem with my car and I need to have it seen by a mechanic, I have to then explain the problem with noises. It did like, So do you think like my gas cap isn't tightened enough, or? I then remembered that I watched a YouTube video made by this guy named Barnacles 2 years ago, and he made a video about an electric mower made by a company called Ego. And it seemed so cool. You didn't have to take a trip to the gas station every few mows or get the oil changed. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I ever got my old lawnmowers oil changed, like ever. Maybe I shouldn't be admitting this on camera. So yeah, maybe something electric is more my speed. The Ego electric lawnmower that Barnacles reviewed is like $500. That's a little out of my price range, but I did find this one made by Ryobi for a little bit under $300 at Home Depot. This seems perfect for me because I'm cheap and I'm a nerd that can't afford a Tesla. So I got an electric lawnmower instead. I'm Titus, this is The Search for Awesome, and this is my Ryobi 40 volt electric mower review. So the box that the mower comes in is pretty bulky and a little bit heavy, so keep that in mind if you're going to pick it up. Maybe bring a friend or something. But it fit easily in my old beat up 1999 Corolla, and this car is small. Once opening, it's kind of great because there is like zero setup. Just take out, unfold, charge the battery, and then mow. Now, according to Ryobi, it takes about 3 hours to charge the battery, and I found that to be pretty accurate. But now for the most ridiculous feature, it has headlights. Like, why do you need headlights on a lawnmower? Now, although everyone could basically agree that this is odd, it actually makes a lot of sense if you ever have mowed the lawn in the blistering heat of the sun. So if it's ever a particularly hot day, just mow at night, and then you don't have to deal with the sun. The headlights do a great job of lighting the way, and the lawnmower is really quiet compared to a normal lawnmower, so you're not gonna wake up the neighbors. Just be prepared for your neighbors walking their dog at night to stare at you in judgment. It's always a nice perk. The headlights are always on when mowing, even if it's like during the day, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but I understand they're LEDs, so they use like no battery life, so I guess that's fine. The design is largely plastic and looks nice for what it is, although I'm sure some would prefer a more metal design. But it does have metal where it counts, like the handlebar itself, the blade, and then it looks like a lot of the interior motor is also metal. And it does have a 5-year warranty, so I think if I can get 5 good years out of this mower at this price point, I think I'm good with that, although more years would be great. One of the nice side benefits, though, of it being all plastic is the fact that it's super lightweight. If you ever had the displeasure of using a non-self-propelled mower, you know how hard they can be to get going, and it's ridiculously hard to just turn them. So its lightweight package makes it easy to maneuver without too much effort on your part. But if I'm being honest, I do kind of miss having a self-propelled mower because I didn't really have to push it. It pulled itself and I just kind of aimed. That was nice. But to be honest, it really isn't that hard to push, and it's actually kind of nice because in tight areas you can go back and forth without any trouble because a self-propelled mower just wants to go forward. It has a handle on the side that makes it really simple to adjust the height that you want to cut your grass at. If I'm being honest, my first impression of this mower wasn't great, but stick with me because it gets a lot better from here. See, my lawn was ready to be mowed a week prior, and that's when my lawnmower broke, so it was pretty ripe for a cut. The Ryobi had a good amount of power, but when I hit a really thick and long patch of grass in my front yard, the mower sputtered and then shut off. This happened twice during this process, so I found out pretty quick that if the lawn is really thick, maybe take it a little bit slower. But I think even my gas mower would have struggled in this situation. I really don't let my lawn normally get this bad. I'd say in terms of power, the Ryobi electric mower is almost as powerful as my previous gas mower, but not quite, but it's really close though. But the most concerning thing is the mower's battery did not last long enough to cut my entire front yard the first time. I was so close to being done and then the lawnmower just shut off, which made my lawn look pretty weird for a day. After charging the battery again, I was able to complete my front yard, and knowing the battery could turn off on me at any moment, I quickly powered through my not as long or thick, but just as large backyard. I was able to finish my lawn mowing duties this time before the battery died once more, and it had a good bit of juice left after I was done. I then realized my problem the first time wasn't the size of my front yard, it was how hard the mower was having to power through that thick grass. I can't really tell you how many acres my yard is. I just wouldn't call it a small yard or a large yard. It's kind of like somewhere in the middle. But the 40-volt Ryobi motor is rated for 1/4 to 1/2 acres if you're just using the battery it comes with, and that seems pretty accurate, although some online claim it's closer to 1/4 acre. If you would call your yard large, then maybe this mower isn't for you, unless you're willing to buy extra batteries at over $100 a pop to get that extra distance that you might need. A big John Deere tractor replacement? This is not. Another note on the battery, if you use it up and you're not quite done with your yard, and then you want to go charge it, it won't charge for a bit. Basically, it's too hot to charge at that point. It needs to cool down before it can start charging, and it takes like 3 hours to charge it, so plan ahead. I alluded to this earlier, but what's really nice about the Ryobi 40-volt lawnmower and their 40-volt system is the fact that these batteries work with a variety of Ryobi products, including hedge trimmers, chainsaws, leaf blowers as I got, weed eaters, all kinds of things. And they're pretty reasonably priced, and typically they include another battery and another charger so you can add it to your collection. And pro tip, you can get a lot of their Ryobi 40-volt products refurbed at a much cheaper price. That blower I got was $90, but if I bought it new, it would have been $150, and it wouldn't have included that 3-amp battery and charger. You do forego the 5-year warranty, but I think that's a pretty good trade-off. I mean, they sell a 2.6 amp battery at Home Depot for $100. So for $10 less, I got a blower and an additional charger with a 3-amp battery, which is large. It's a way better deal. A few more things and then I'll wrap up this review. It comes with 2 attachments, one for mulching and one for bagging, and both work as expected. The mulching piece is a little hard to get into place, but once it's in, it does a good job of spreading out the grass clippings. And the bag collects the grass or other mulch goodies nicely, although I wouldn't complain if the bag was a little bit larger. If you want to use this bag though, just be aware that you're probably going to need to dump it several times before you're done with your job. The mower also includes a plastic key that the mower will not work unless you have it placed inside of it. I keep mine in it because I lock it in this building here, but it's really nice if you are worried about it getting stolen. And there is a spot inside the mower itself to store an additional battery to make battery switching while you're mowing really easy. And with it being so lightweight, it compacts into something really easy to store if you're starving for space. All in all, I really like the Ryobi 40-volt electric mower. Back when I heard about the Ego 2 years ago, I was super tempted to pick one up, but at the time it was so expensive and I felt that the technology was still pretty new. And when I was shopping for a mower this time, this was the first time that I felt like electric was actually a practical option. When you stack up this Ryobi electric mower up to a gas mower, it's kind of on par in terms of pricing and convenience. Some might argue it's even more convenient because you don't need to take any trips to the gas station and you don't have to deal with oil changes. Although just keep in mind the batteries do take a couple of hours to charge, so that isn't convenient, but the other stuff is. First off, it's really cool to say that you own an electric lawnmower. Trust me, if you pick one up, people are gonna have some questions for you. But to me, what's actually cooler is that it's a really practical choice. In the end, I think I could totally recommend a Ryobi 40-volt mower, whether you have a small or a medium-sized yard. And even if you have a large yard, as long as you're willing to buy extra batteries to get that extra mileage you need to mow your full yard.
I think it's a really great product.
I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I know this was a bit of a different video, but I hope you did enjoy it, and let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like. I'm still hard at work on those OnePlus product videos, including my review of the OnePlus backpack, the OnePlus headphones that are 20 bucks. I'm gonna be comparing those to some Bose headphones. Really excited to share those with you, and make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss those videos. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I guess I will see you next time when the search for awesome continues.